equipment and I helped co-produce. I literally I Quincy Jones that shit because I didn't know how to operate the shit, but I brought I wrote I had my raps, I brought my samples, I wrote out the sequence that I wanted the beat to go in. I didn't even know what it meant, but I knew I was like, all right, this is the part I want to be the opening, the intro. This is the part I need to have for the bridge. This is the part I need for the hook. This is the part I need for the verses. I wanted to break down like this. I had all that shit mapped out on notebook paper.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep. And then dude just sat there, he made the beat for me. You know what I'm saying? And then I let my mom hear it and she was, you know what I'm saying, putting everybody on, look, my son rapping. You know what I'm saying? All of those shit. And then a buddy of mine went away to, but I say this was about right when I got out of high school. No, it was right before I got out of high school. A buddy of mine went to Seattle and came back with a fucking Korg Triton. And from that point, it was a wrap because now I'm just tinkering with his keyboard. I go over his crib, be fucking with it, learning the ins and outs. So I was teaching him how to fuck with it after a while because I was just going through all the different menus and stuff like that. I didn't even know it could do the stuff that it could do. I didn't know anybody who had one. And then after that, I just started hitting the studio more. I was like a studio rat after that, dude. But all of this, the studio rat shit didn't hit me until I moved down south. You know what I'm saying? So it was like the perfect time, dude. I went down south the same year Outkast came out.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I was a studio rat, dude. I learned everything I needed to know. And the first beat I sold came off fucking PlayStation.
So, okay, because I always heard you say you made beats off the PlayStation. So what is it? Is there some software on there?
There was this game called the MTV Music Generator that it was a grid-based game where it had all of these different blocks you could put in, a block for kick drum, and in these little 1 bar, 2 bar, 3 bar, 4 bar loop sets. You can stretch the bars out on the motherfucker. It was like little shit that I had to go behind the scenes of the game to actually find out that you can fucking manipulate these sounds and build beats as opposed to like just tinker with the templates. But the entry level shit, as soon as you hit it, it's just all the templates are available. So you can like build beats based on the sound packs that they already made up.
Okay.
But you can drill down into those sound packs and find a singular sound and all the kit that is associated with. So if it's a drum set, if it's like a kick drum, and it'll already have like a loop to it, like doom, 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 doom. I'm like, okay, I like that. Let me click on it. You click on it, and you can see like the pattern that the drum is in. You click on that, it'll tell you the name of the sound and all the sounds associated in that library. I'm like, holy shit. So you mean I can just change this kick to a different kick? But if I can do that, what happened if I do this? Okay, what happened if I do this? And before you know it, I was just going into it and I'm like, oh, I can sample with this motherfucker too? You could pop the disc out the PlayStation, pop the sample from a CD that you want to use in there, and it gave you like so many seconds of loops, sample time. Nigga, I was chopping up samples and shit like that with it. I didn't even realize what I was doing then. I just knew that it was like a pause tape. I could do it like I was doing my pause tapes, but I'm doing it on the PlayStation.
That's crazy, man.
And I didn't really get dope at it for like 9 months. I used to get off work, come home, right to it, spend 3-4 hours just fucking with it. And Sean would be like sitting there with me just because she was amazed that I was even doing it with that shit. And by the time I recorded my own music too, because I had a little 4-track recorder by then. I bought it from a pawn shop. So I would record the songs and shit that I made to them beats.
4-track recorder, it was only 4 things that you could get together unless you was a master with that shit.
Yeah. So like 1 track would be the beat, and then I do like another track with my lead vocals. The next track would be my ad libs, and the last track would be my hook if I can. You know what I'm saying? Little shit like that. And I learned because I had limited time, I had limited tracks, I started developing the habit of trying to get it right the first time. You know what I'm saying? Trying not to punch in. You know what I'm saying? That's why like a lot of the recording sessions we had, it wasn't a lot of punching in. It's either you go start from the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
To anybody that's listening, you do not punching in over here with us is laziness.
Yeah, you just do it from the top because you want to maintain cadence. You want to maintain the same energy and style.
Absolutely, you want to maintain it. And if you're punching in, a guy like Siks, he knows when to punch, and he's been doing it too long. He knows when you punching in. If he's listening to any of these rapper songs, he knows it. I've been around now where I go, oh, I hear the change, because you hear the change in the tempo of the person's voice when they're doing it, you know, or the clipping of it, you know, even though it doesn't sound like you don't hear a sound of clipping, but it's just the way that it pops in doing that.
Doesn't sound concurrent.
No, it does not. It does not.
Certain words would not flow into the sentence that way. You get like, oh yeah, he punched that in, because that nobody's got that kind of breath control. You know what I mean? That type of shit.
And then you
Southside, how you doing? Eastside, how you doing? Westside, how you doing? Northside, how you doing? Southside, how you doing? Eastside, how you doing? Westside, how you doing?